This man thinks we are inferior.
Yes.
He believes, when you notice when he talks about immigration, he's talking about black and brown people coming from the global south, and he says they're up our gene pool. They are poisoning the blood of America.
You know, when they let, I think the real number is 15, 16 million people into our country, when they do that, they're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
So what he's saying is the ideal version of America is a white America. And that takes us back to Hitler.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. But you know what? You know what?
What?
We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing.
Yeah, you didn't know
okay?
Did it.
A non-vote.
You got a lot to say about Trump, but you didn't have nothing to say about P. Diddy. You was running those streets with Diddy. All the stuff that's coming out about what Diddy did to these girls and these women, you had nothing to say about that. But you got something to say about Donald Trump.
Everybody, it's tap dancing time for the elites, baby.
Yes, we have John Legend, musician. We also have Jennifer Lopez, musician and actress, keyword actress, because she's going to be acting, who are getting in line, doing their tap dancing for the Democrat Party right as soon as the election nears in a desperation heave to get some more support. But we're not just going to look at that, because a lot of you guys know that this goes on, but we're going to break down a lot of the lies and why they're direct lies when they try to quote Trump and point out bad things about him. We're also going to see and break down how Mr. LeBron James, one of the best basketball players in the world, probably the most famous one in the world, with his 93 million viewed video right here, directly lies about Trump quotes. We're going to go through those and see some of the lessons behind how these Hollywood elites, including the Avenger team right here, who all get in line to support Democrat people right as soon as the election comes into play, and what's behind that, and also how it shows that it's not really gonna work. Like how there's 0 comments you can make on a post like this on the Avenger one. Raises a lot of questions and also shows you a lot of the indications about what people really think is going on, even just like in the likes to dislike ratio on these videos. It's SeanDaniel here. If you guys enjoy the videos, consider subscribing or supporting me with a super thanks donation down below. Let's go.
Her opponent is denigrating us, disrespecting us. Sometimes people talk about him and they just talk about how he's kind of impolite. Like he says things that he's not supposed to say. No, dig a little deeper. This man thinks we are inferior.
Yes.
He believes, when you notice when he talks about immigration, he's talking about black and brown people coming from the global south, and he says they're up our gene pool. They are poisoning the blood of America. So what he's saying is the ideal version of America is a white America, and anytime brown people infiltrate America, they're messing up the blood of America. They're messing up the gene pool of America. And that takes us back to Hitler. That takes us back to eugenics. That takes us back to folks who believe there's a genetic hierarchy that's racially determined.
That race is superior to the other.
Yes. And I just can't imagine. It couldn't be me, a black man voting for somebody who believes so deeply that black men are inferior to him because we're black. I can't imagine doing it.
Right.
What did Trump actually say?
You know, when they let, I think the real number is 15, 16 million people into our country, when they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be, and then we built a tremendous piece of the wall, and then we're going to build more.
Context matters. Trump is talking about illegal immigrants. He talks about people coming from South America.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about.
Context matters. He's talking about illegal immigrants coming unchecked, he said right here. They don't even look at them. When they get to the border, these people are unchecked about their history. They can show up without passports, and we let them in if they claim asylum. Whereas John Legend is trying to twist this because he's taking orders from people above him. We all know this. Those of you guys that watch my videos, which I appreciate a lot, you know that there's a big group in Hollywood, in society, that has control over these people, has a lot of dirt on these people, and tells them, hey, look, Johnny, you want that Grammy? You want that Grammy? Well, you better tap dance like Sean was doing earlier in the video. In my pajamas, by the way, because I got up early to make this video. You better start tap dancing. We're 8 days ago, which is a week away from the election. This was posted. You better get in there. You better do this. This is scheduled. This is time. Do it. Even though what Trump says is actually logical and is not talking about black people in America. He says, poisoning the blood of our country. What does that really mean if we look at that term? Let's look at some interesting things about about blood. Trump said, poisoning the blood of our country. According to Google, and according to newsandhealth.com, blood gives us energy by bringing oxygen and nutrients to the body's cells. It also carries waste products to the liver and kidneys for removal. Down here, another one. Is blood considered the gift of life? Blood is considered the most precious gift that anyone can give to another person, the gift of life. They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're poisoning the life of our country. Okay? Blood gives us energy to our bodies. The blood of our country is that which gives energy to our country, if you want to correlate it like that. Blood keeps things going in our body, keeps our systems running. Yes, there's a bunch of systems in our body, just like a bunch of systems in our country. But when your blood gets poisoned, you're probably going to die or be very sick. And it's the same thing Trump is talking about with illegal immigrants. When that which gives us energy, which is our citizens, also our laws, when that gets poisoned, our country gets sick or our country can die. And when we have illegals coming into the country, not black people that are already in the country, not legal immigrants that come into the country. Trump has minority people on his cabinet back when he was a president and even now campaigning for him. But when you have illegals coming in and poisoning that which gives us energy in life, our citizen group, the blood of our country, basically a country is its people, its citizens. And when you poison that with people who we do not know who the hell you are, our country's going to go to shit. Now, before we see some more clips on other people, just know that this is all timed and planned. Why? This interview by John Legend on Club Shay Shannon Sharp's podcast was 10 days ago. A lot of the stuff he talked about was political, which he was getting roasted on with the likes to dislike ratio. And then people in the comments going at him saying, yo, there must have been some pretty bad footage on those tapes, meaning on those P. Diddy tapes, because all these people in Hollywood are starting to tap dance like they have to, say what they need to say to get their deal, including Miss Jennifer Lopez, who's going to put on an acting, amazing performance, Oscar-winning performance right here. And we're going to watch Terrence Williams react just because it's funny. It's funny.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? You know what?
What?
We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing.
Yeah, you've been in the room with Diddy.
A non-vote is an...
He said, you've been in the room with Diddy.
Love it when you do nothing.
Yeah, you've been in the room with Diddy.
A non-vote is an agreement. It just makes it easier for them to do whatever they want, whatever serves them. And this election is about your life. It's about you and me and my kids and your kids. Don't make it easy. Make them pay attention to you. That's your power. That's your power. Your vote is your power.
Girl, you might win an Oscar for this performance. But Jen. Oh, y'all, I can't go off like I want to because my voice is still recovering. I lost my voice, and I'm not going to lose it completely going off on this woman. But you got a lot to say about Trump, but you didn't have nothing to say about P. Diddy. You was running those streets with Diddy. All the stuff that's coming out about what Diddy did to these girls and these women, you had nothing to say about that. But you got something to say about Donald Trump. You scared, you want us to be scared of Trump, but not of Diddy. You got a lot to talk about, talking about people using their power, but you didn't talk about how Diddy used his girl by. Until you decide to talk about Diddy, your ex-boo, then we can talk about Trump.
That's so true. And the amazing and exciting thing, I know it's so easy to get so irritated about what's going on with the elites, but remember, do not get irritated so much, because so much of us, so many of you guys, even in my comments, we see through all this. Like the comments here, this is so false. Those Diddy tapes really get into these people. Cringy interview. These people being led by a spirit, and it's not the Holy Spirit. Boom, that's deep. A lot of people are seeing through this, so don't get so irritated by it. Yes, it's bad to see what's going on, but be excited, be enthused, because so many people are seeing through what's really going on, and there's platforms with which we can share about what's really going on. Because if you don't see what's really going on, you can be manipulated, you can become conformed to what the world and these elites want you to believe, like LeBron James is trying to do with all the black kids that look up to him in his post about Donald Trump, which we're going to go through. It's only a minute, and then we're going to show just one clip that was totally taken out of context, where Trump is actually being hilarious in how he roasts somebody. But LeBron James posted his endorsement for Kamala Harris, saying, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris."
All right, heck yeah, it's a cool black guy. That's one of my buddies. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
No, I'm not a racist. They're taking black jobs now. The whole country's going to be it'll be like Detroit. A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? They're poisoning the blood of our country. Troublemaker. These are troublemakers. Look, I love the old days, you know? Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks.
This quote.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. Now, if you had one really violent day, like one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. But we're going to indemnify police officers and law enforcement from being destroyed by the radical left. You're changing history, you're changing culture.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need.
The actual quote right here.
I love the old days, you know? Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
This quote that they overlaid with footage of black people getting taken away, getting beat up, maybe justly, maybe unjustly, but either way, having something bad happening to black people. Was Trump talking about black people? Is Trump really racist? Here's the real quote where Trump is talking about a protester in his rally who's being disruptive.
There's a guy totally disruptive, throwing punches. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? they'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Honestly, I hate to see that. Here's a guy throwing punches, nasty as screaming and everything else when we're talking. And he's walking out, and we're not allowed, you know, the guards are very gentle with him. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
That's just Trump being real and not giving a political answer on really how these guys should be dealt with. Also, this is in my 1 hour of Donald Trump roasting everybody video. If you guys would like to check that out, it's at 4.5 million views, a hilarious thing if you need a little uplifting thing about Trump and about the political climate, because I know it can get very negative. The thing to remember before we watch how the other Hollywood elites, like the Avengers team, the actors from that series, go do their tap dance for Kamala, and what's behind that, and how they're hiding comments on there. Remember this when you see people like LeBron James playing basketball. You can think he's a well-meaning guy, you can be a big fan of his, but remember the evilness behind him with which he is willing to put out something that can influence kids, influence teenagers, influence adults right now and even down the line politically to then influence the direction of our country. The willingness with which he is willing to lie in a video like this. Remember the level of darkness this man must be operating with and must have behind him, and how much he curtails and bows down to the elites that tell him, this is what you got to put out, LeBron. You want to stay in bed with China, make all the money that the NBA makes off China? You want to make all this money with Nike? You better do what we say, boy. And he's willing to go and mislead people directly. That was just one quote from that video I showed you. There's multiple in there that are totally incorrect with the context. And those Trump quotes in context make a lot of sense. But that's the level of evilness we're dealing with in the world with these elites. So remember that when you see him playing basketball and you think, oh, he must be cool, must be nice. Nah. It's the same with these Avenger people who do this promo now, which, for Kamala Harris, which in this one, you are not allowed to reply to the tweet. It's got 8.6 million views. Oh, I wonder why, Mark Ruffalo, why we're not allowed to reply to that tweet, because you guys would be getting destroyed in it because we see through it like people see through it in the John Legend clip. This was actually fun and lighthearted because they're professional actors and they have someone who wrote the script and everything. But there's depth behind it with the fakeness and the fake positivity. It's kind of funny, but keep that in mind, just like you have to keep it in mind with LeBron James.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Avengers.
Hi.
Thanks
Hey,
for
Scarlett.
jumping on the call.
Whoa. I think you mean assembling. I said assembling.
Don, that's pretty good.
No, they thought it was funny.
Scarlett, it is our pleasure to come together and to get the vote out this election. Come on.
Yeah, how can we be of service?
Well, how about we start with what our voting plans are going to be, who we're going to bring to the polls with us, that sort of thing. Just to,
I think Kamala Harris needs a catchphrase.
Ooh, yes, definitely a catchphrase.
How about this? I'm just off the top of my head. I can do this all day.
Shut up.
I hate it.
Okay.
I mean, it's original, but
What about something punchier like,
Ooh, boom. You looking for this?
Iron Man 2, everybody loved it.
okay, again, I think we're just trying to get out the vote.
Kamala forever.
That's better.
Okay, how about I'm down with democracy? It's just clean, it's simple.
Okay, I like that.
It's hard to argue with that.
Kamala Harris down with democracy.
Oh, yeah. I'm Kamala Harris, and I say down with democracy.
I don't know if that sounds the way we want it to sound, though.
I think we just need, can we get some production, though?
Jarvis?
My name's not Jarvis, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Down with democracy.
Down with democracy.
Is that what we mean, though?
Yeah, together we're going to tear down democracy.
Will you stop playing heroic music under yourselves?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I am down with democracy. Did I sound enough like her on that one?
That was great. How many Golden Globes have you been nominated for? I'm just curious.
Yes! All right, that was awesome.
Not only does it come across as so fake, especially this last clip with Robert Downey Jr., it comes across so cringe and fake, and you can just sense that they're doing what they're supposed to do with the fake positivity. Yay, oh my God. Because Hollywood is run by that group. You guys know this. It's obvious the way that everybody gets in line. Nobody in Hollywood talks about the P. Diddy thing. They're so mad at all these bad things that Trump says and how destructive he is to the country. None of them, including LeBron James, are talking about what went on with P. Diddy, but they'll talk about all these atrocities that Trump brings forth with his words. Remember that when you're watching a movie, when you're watching sports, what are these people's real standards in their mind? What are they willing to do? What are they willing to promote to keep them safe and to keep the money coming and keep opportunities coming? Just keep that in mind, but also keep in mind the optimism, because there's people like you, people like me, that we see through this. And no matter what happens in the election, we know what's going on to a degree, and we can see through it, and then we can make proper decisions in life, understand whose voice can we listen to, and you can take peace in that. It's itsSeanDaniel here. If you guys enjoyed the videos, consider subscribing. And if you're still here to the end and enjoyed my dancing, comment down below. Love the tap dancing. And I will respond to you guys down there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.